Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in today. Got a special treat on this frigid day. It is 0 degrees here. 0 degrees. Can't beat it. And we're out here grilling because that's what we do, because we're outdoorsmen and women, right? So can't be cooking inside even when it's we have 20 inches of snow on the ground, but that's okay. So we're going to be making something special today. If you watched my last video, I showed us how to clean to breast a pheasant. Today we're going to cook that pheasant. We're going to make pheasantitas. So what we've got here is some marinated pheasant breasts. I marinated that overnight. That's in a Corona hard cider lime juice, and then I used just a store-bought fajita seasoning. I've got some pre-cut up vegetables that we're going to cook later on once we get the pheasant ready to go. Some oil for the cast iron pan. So how we're going to do this is we're going to start by grilling the pheasants. I've got the egg fired up to 450 degrees. We're going to be cooking direct today, so it's not something you want to walk away from. You put them on, probably have 3 or 4 minutes aside. These are hen breasts, so they're smaller than if it was a rooster, so they'll cook faster. We're looking pheasants at dark meat, so we're looking for about 175 degrees. I have cooked pheasant to the chicken temperature of 165, and I haven't had any problems with it. So if you would prefer to do that, you probably can. But dark meat, generally, I take it up a little bit higher. When we're finished grilling it up, I will take it off. I'm going to slice it lengthwise so you get the horizontal strips. You can cube it; it doesn't make any difference. I just prefer the strips. We're going to get some soft shells out. We're going to wrap those, put them on the grill, get them nice and soft while we cook our vegetables, and then we'll add it all back in at the very end. Together, we're going to cook it all on a cast iron skillet. That's the word, cast iron. And then we'll serve it up. You can be creative with this. This is simply for pheasant. The recipe is the same regardless of the type of meat you choose to use. If you have a freezer full of venison, or if you have duck, you can use any of those meats. If you prefer a steak fajita, swap out with the venison. You can use elk, whatever you want. Just make sure you cook the meat to its proper temperature. Season it with some fajita seasoning, and away you go. I was in a rush. I didn't have all the ingredients, so I didn't make my own seasoning. But there's lots of good recipes out there for your flavor of taco or fajita seasoning. So by no means you have to use a store-bought option. So without further ado, I've got the egg fired up to 450 degrees. I am using my Egg Genius today, which is the little motor blower for the egg. Being that it is 0, I just wanted to make sure I could get up to temperature. The amazing thing about the egg is that it'll hold temperature amazingly well for a very long period of time, even when it's cold out like this. But since everything was so cold, I just wanted to get that extra air blowing in there to get it hotter faster. So we have no wind today, which is a good thing. So you always burp your egg. You just open it up about an inch or so. There we go. So like I said, I had marinated this overnight. It should be ready to go. I'm going to put it right on here. Nice thing about cooking direct is the juices and the marinade will fall into the coals, and they'll cook that flavor back up, which is nice. There we go. Get that closed again. So again, we're just going to put that in there for about 3 minutes. I'll check it. I'll flip them, and then we'll go from there. I did brush the grill grate down with some oil just to prevent the sticking. It goes either way. Sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. It still cooks the same, so that's all we're looking for here. So I'll be back once once we get a few flips in here, okay? Okay, my 3-minute alarm is going off, so we'll just take a quick peek here. See if we need to leave it on any longer. They look pretty good. I don't know how well you can see that. They're cooking up nice. But what we don't want to do is burn them. So, just flip them over here quick. And now remember, when you have seasoning on them or marinade, the marinade and the seasoning will, will darken a little bit. It doesn't mean that you're burning your meat. So, well, we've got it open, and just check our internals quick here. Go from the side on the smaller things. We're at 145 degrees. So not too much longer at all. We can probably just do that for about 2 minutes, and that should take us between 165 and 175. All right, I was able to give it that second flip. It's been on for that was for 3 minutes, 6 minutes, and I did 2 more minutes to make sure we had that internal temperature. So total cook time so far of about 8 minutes, and they should be right at temp. Check the smaller one, which is good. The bigger one is good too. And one of the downsides of pheasant is they're always going to kind of be a little bit on the dry side, once you cook them, but it's all right. They're still going to taste good. I did decide to cook them only to 165 just because they're small. So not large at all, and don't want to dry them out too much. Now, like I said, we're going to be making these vegetables over here. So we're going to do that on a cast iron skillet. So I have our skillet out here. We're just going to throw that on the egg right away. You're going to notice that's going to drop the temperature quite a bit because it's cold. It's just been sitting out here. So we're just going to put a little olive oil in here just to kind of get that happy. We're going to put the vegetables on top of that in a minute. Kind of get that moving around. So here we go. So while we have the pan in there getting hot, just take your pheasant breasts. Like I said, I'm going to strip them. You can cube them. You can do what you like. Doesn't take long at all. So a little trick when you're cutting meat, always kind of leave your fingers curled. That way when you bring your knife past them, you're bringing them past a square edge, and your fingernails aren't out there risking getting cut. So what I do is I strip the pheasant, and then I will wrap it in foil until the end. Put it all back together. Have one platter of hot meat and hot vegetables. But for the time being, we're just going to strip it up, wrap it up, and put it off to the side. All right, I sliced up the pheasant, put it in some foil, and brought it inside. If I had an indirect side to the grill tonight, maybe you could leave it in the foil on the indirect side, and it won't keep cooking. But I did that once before, and it just way overcooked. So even with the foil. Now we're going to get our vegetables going here. So we're not looking to saute these. You just want them to be cooked and flavorful. So we're not looking for mush or anything like that. So it shouldn't take too long. So again, I've got our pan in here. Slowly open her up. That should be good. You want the oil to be very liquid, moving around the pan, coated nicely. What we have for vegetables today, we have some bell peppers, red, green, and yellow, and orange bell peppers with some onions, and I threw in chopped up whole jalapeno You can use the seeds or unseeded, doesn't make any difference. They do pop, so I put them in, I put them in not all at once, especially since they're cold. I am talking about putting cold stuff on a hot grill, right? And I have, chilled vegetables. So you can use either the olive oil that you brought or just a spray, whichever you have handy. Just spray the vegetables a little bit. Start to turn them. You'll notice if they're not sticking anywhere. That means you've got enough oil in the pan. So just kind of keep them together, but you want to get them in the oil a little bit so you can add the seasoning. And if you get them covered with the oil, the hot oil will help them cook, obviously, help them get the temperature. But then it also will stop this from whatever seasoning you use sticking on the pan. So just do that and mix them up. You can take the rest of your vegetables now. Put them on there. Same deal. A little oil on there. All seasoning. And you don't need to go hog wild at all with the seasoning. You're going to be checking this every couple of minutes to make sure that it's not sticking, that you don't need any more oil in the pan. You shouldn't need too much more, if any. What you don't want to do is have them swimming in it, and you don't want them burning in it. So just get them all mixed up in there. You're going to be cooking over the heat. Make sure you use a grill glove of some sort. You can see here that they're just in the pan, getting nice and cooked up. So we'll cover that for a couple minutes, and then you'll be wanting to, of course, continue to check that every minute or less, just to give it a quick turn. Make sure you're good on your oil, and probably take about 5 or so minutes to finish the vegetables. So not a long process at all. All right, got our pheasant. So this is all it is. You just put it in some foil. Again, not rocket science here. Just having a good time at the grill, right? You can see they're not really too dry at all, but that's about how thick they're going to be. So what we do here is we just want to open up the grill. Take whatever tongs you're using for the vegetables, push them back. Have plenty of room for your pheasant now. Put it right in there. Just spread them out a bit. Just want to keep it all together. Looks beautiful. Looks delicious already. And I'm just going to close that up. This is just to get everything back hot and ready to go. You can always, I suppose, just take it all off, keep the pheasant warm in the foil. But this is more fun, and then you get the extra seasoning added back onto the pheasant anyway. So just be a quick second, and we'll be we'll be making most delicious pheasantitas you'll ever try. All right, so I think we're all set and ready to go here. Put on just a few minutes just to get it nice and hot and happy. So we'll double check, see what that is. Make sure we're good to go. And it looks phenomenal. It's all sizzling and it's amazing flavors, and it's gonna be good. So before I bring it inside, I gotta sneak some. Hit master privilege. So just open up your handy dandy package of shells. Yeah, those are nice and warm. Close those back up. In the back. I like to put a little cheese on the bottom of the shell. You can obviously do whatever you want. But yeah, so for garnishments for fajitas, you can use a variety of things. I enjoy the flavor of the pheasant and the seasonings and the vegetables, so I just kind of keep it simple. But if you can use pico de gallo, sour cream. You can spritz a little bit of lettuce on there too. Black olives. You can use a variety of items here. So, but I just like to keep it simple. Just take a couple strips of pheasant here. Cover that with some peppers, give it some nice color. Make sure you get some of those jalapenos in there. You don't want to cook them and then not enjoy them, right? Put those right there. I did turn the blower for the grill off, so try not to get it too hot, but I don't want it to get too cold sitting out here while I try it out. Let's go back with a little more cheese on here. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but people have like their own unique way of rolling fajitas. It's kind of like a soft taco or a little burrito. No one really knows how to fold them the right way. So let's get those all in there, and there you are. Yeah, that turned out nice, and you can really taste the pheasant in there. It's not dry at all. Just layer it in there. It's really nice. It's good and yummy, and like I said, you can make this your own. You can swap out some other wild game meat, store-bought meat, obviously. What fun is that, right? So swap out your game meat, try it out, try out some different vegetables and different toppings. Try to make your own seasoning. Some cumin, some hot stuff in there, and chili powder. Yeah, you can have a lot of fun with this recipe. So I hope you give it a shot. Hope you enjoy it. Happy hunting and be safe. Thanks for watching. Take care.